And there we are, Dragonstar versus JorDan in a decider set over here. Decider basically because in the lower bracket, whoever loses these games will get knocked out of the tournament, so it decides who gets knocked out. But it's not as the same type as you would say a decider for Warlords, for instance, but whatever. JorDan's got kills on the right hand side. It's going to be playing towards the southeast. And then Dragonstar is playing with Franks towards the northwest, and this is a beautiful map as well. So it's just a feast for your eyes, a sight to behold. You know, from the last game in the previous series and the first game for this series, it's love. It's just so well made. Take a look at this. This looks so. This is so well made. This looks so pretty. Different environments. We have some wild forests too, because of course we do. But then it's so well made. I just got a Dutch McDonald's ad in the UK. Oh, rip. Well, I usually get American ads, but mainly because of my VPN. I would imagine that's probably related to your cookies, perhaps? Outdated cookies? Maybe. So for these civilizations, starting with JorDan, playing with kills, the blue player will get 25% faster attacking siege weapons. We're gonna have for JorDan also 15% faster moving infantry units starting in the fuel age onwards. And then on top of that, kills get 15% faster working lumberjack, and priority for herdable conversions, although I don't think anybody's gonna make use of that this game. For the team bonus, finally, they do have 25% faster working siege workshops, which means that siege weapons get trained earlier, or faster rather, quicker. They're going to have upgrades, researching faster as well. That's gonna be about it for the most part. Now Dragonstar, instead of playing with Franks, gets free farm upgrades, 20% extra HP on cavalry units started in the field age, and then on top of that, the red player is gonna get with Franks 25% cheaper castles, faster working foragers too, and for the team bonus, it's gonna give them 2 extra line of sight and 9 units, which can be really handy when you're going around forward trying to raid, for sure. Anyway, we should see the field age coming out very soon, as both these players are getting past 30 villagers. Usually we see the players click after the field age on 37 to 44 villagers, depending on what you want to go for. If you just want a straight fast castle, usually you're going to end up clicking up to the field age at about 37 at the very least, I would say. 38 population, right? And especially with these civilizations, I think they're not going to struggle too much. You know, faster wood income for JorDan. You're gonna get free farm upgrades for Dragonstar. I guess it's only going to be of importance once he starts going for farms, but he still will benefit from the faster working foragers in any case, so it's still going to be about the same. By the way, I updated already stream effects, and it seems like OBS is still bugged out though. I'm not really sure which plugin is consuming resources within OBS, but it's still kind of bugged out, and sometimes it's going to go up to 90+% of GPU usage when it's not really doing anything. And now it's fixed itself, and it's gone down to 35%, which is a lot more manageable. If anybody knows anything about this, let me know. Does anybody know if OBS has a task manager where I can see what resources each plugin is using? That'd be very useful. Yeah, but I don't think it's a thing. Similar to Dart, Dragonstar is stronger now than last year, but JorDan was number 2 and number 4 in the last 2 editions, so he should still be the clear favorite. Alright. I know that Dragonstar, just like Winchester, is also the player to usually prepare for his tournament matches, so he's most likely familiar with the maps that he wants to play, for sure. I'm really sure how familiar he is with the rest of the map pool. But given the fact that Dragonstar, I believe he is no longer full-time Age of Empires anymore, right? I believe Dragonstar might not have quite as much time to prepare for these sets as he had in the past. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was getting a job in September, was it? Yeah, sounds about right. I don't know about that, but you can look at the details list in Task Manager and the relevant multiple PIDs to see what different threads are being used. I don't know though. Yeah, I tried, but there are several different sub-processes, right? And there's just one that's called OBS and just takes like the vast majority of resources. So I'm not really sure. I think the rest of the processes are for the browser sources though. So I know at the very least that's not where the bug is coming from, but from the rest of OBS, God knows. I think it might be stream effects though, because it's still in alpha. They say not to use in production, but it's a hassle to go back to OBS 27 now. So I guess I'm just going to endure until they release a stable version. Second villager going down already from Dragonstar. Actually, that's going to be the third villager going down from Dragonstar. He's lost 2 over here. And JorDan, interestingly enough, he lost a villager, but it was not the Dragonstar's unit. So it seems like he lost a villager trying to get a board somewhere. Hey. Overall, things are looking a little bit better for JorDan, but not by a huge lot. Dragonstar is on his way to the Castle Age, for instance. JorDan should be on his way very soon as well. I assume you have your browser sources on closed inactive sources. Not all of them, but that's not the source of the issue. All the browser sources right now are utilizing combined 5.5% of CPU. In GPU, all combined 1.7%. So I don't think that's where it's coming from. Like GPU usage goes up to 90% and OBS takes like 70% of that out of the blue. But I think it might just be the thing. Stream effects, that is. JorDan usually also is very well prepared, but he was sick last week. On the other hand, they were scheduled for today. They scheduled for today while they still could have played any other day this week. Right, okay. True. Misheard part, your GPU or CPU encoding? I'm GPU encoding. I'm encoding with GPU rather, I'm using GPU encode. Tech support live from Lawrence, love it. That's a man who loves his job. Alright, Castle is here for both these guys. The pipeline upgrade is coming in for JorDan. He's been utilized in the center. He's been collecting resources from the center. I will do that. Oh, no apologies, man. If you end up finding the issue over here, I'd appreciate that very much, of course. But so far, I've been unable to pinpoint the source of it. I can just speculate, it's probably just stream effects. Yeah. Nice though, villagers going down over here from JorDan. Even if he ends up cleaning up the knights, Dragonstar is getting some good damage done. If you take a look at the worker count, Dragonstar is ahead by 10 workers already. Meanwhile, JorDan is gonna keep on putting pressure. On the left-hand side, it's got a lot of men-at-arms. Try and take the mining camp down over here. He's got a good amount of pikemen to defend himself against the knights, but so long as Dragonstar pays attention to the units, he should be able to outpace the defenses from JorDan and potentially still keep on finding more and more villagers. Extra TC on the way now for JorDan. Dragonstar already had gone for extra TC. He's got 4. And JorDan's only now going for the 3rd. Interestingly enough, though, JorDan's got on the castle up and he's gonna start going for World Raiders. What can Dragonstar do against that? He can keep on going for Knights. That's going to be fine. Could potentially go for throwing Axemen, I guess. Here we are. I need to reinstall OBS myself. My install is bloated to hell and back. Opening settings, change it, and applying the setting change. Takes 30 seconds. Holy crap, Lawrence. I had to reinstall mine some time ago because of the update. Something's broke, and then I just had to reinstall it. So I have a somewhat clean install. Like I just have the install and then the plugins that I need, which aren't that many. Of course, when upgrades coming in for Dragonstar, it's got Bucky Arrow as well. It's gonna start making a play for archers, interestingly enough. That shouldn't really work against World Raiders, though. A decent amount of unique units from JorDan will absolutely shred crossbows. But he's really trying to commit to the mining camp over there. He cannot really take him down before the crossbows start taking these units down, so JorDan's going to bail. And Dragonstar is left in a good spot. Overall, that was the only pressure that JorDan was putting against the red player. Now we have a 50 CF for Dragonstar. He's collecting all the resources he needs. And Jordan's been taking advantage of some of the extra food from the center. But you know, he's not playing Mongols over here or anything, so he's not really getting a super strong lead to speak of. So the game is pretty much neck and neck over here. Population is higher for Dragonstar, mainly because of the workers. Jordan's got more military units, but he's not really putting too much pressure anyway. I should be here any moment, so I'm gonna go have a great stream. Alright, thank you so much, Lawrence. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Enjoy, enjoy. How cool is it to have family all over the world? If I took a trip to Europe, I have nobody. Everyone is here in Argentina. That's the thing, though. You see, all the Italians migrated to Argentina back in the 20th century. They didn't realize it was a trap. Now they cannot go back. They can't leave the country anymore. So, basically, all the European descent is kind of stuck here in Argentina. You can visit all of us in Europe. That is true. That is true. I have had people say in the past, if you ever come to X country, you'll be more than welcome at my house, which is, it's very humbling. I always, you know, I can't believe reading those words from people all over the world, but if you're not lying, then yeah, we could do that. Family and friends cover the world for me almost. That's great, Lawrence. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. Have a good one. Get any remote contact with whatever your family migrated from? Remote contact? I guess I could get in touch with some people, but nobody that I knew, or nobody who knew me. I will have to research the bloodline. Nice push coming in from Dragonstar with crossbows. Nice. Taking the Scorpion down. Oh, that was so close, oh! Scorpion stays up for the time being. This makes a huge difference. The Scorpions here are so effective. The thing about Scorpions is you can go for a lot more compared to Magnails for the same cost. So it's much harder for the crossbows to micro around these units. Like you could go for 4 Scorpions instead of going for like 2 Magnas, right? And then it's so much harder to just micro around so many extra units at the same time. So the Scorpions over here are going to end up shredding these units. Knight of the Knights have a say in it though. We're gonna see the Scorpions going down over here to the Knights in the end from Dragonstar, and JorDan's gonna be forced into a defensive cast. Now both players will get to the Imperial Age at about the same time. There's a little bit of a head start to it by about 5 seconds, favoring Dragonstar, and that's about it. There we go. There we are. Overall, things are looking pretty alright. Pretty even still. JorDan is gonna keep on trying to raid on the left hand side once again. Now we have enough crosses over here to take care of these World Raiders, given that JorDan is only sending these one at a time. Now he's got a few more. Now this is a little bit harder for Dragonstar to defend against, but he's got some knights over here in addition to the crossbow, so the castle should come up. And then on the right hand side, it's going to be Dragonstar the one putting pressure, but it seems like JorDan should be able to hold on over here just fine as well. The World Raiders will clean out the archers. Well done. And the game stabilizes. Final World Raider goes down over there. We have the cavalry upgrade for Dragonstar, and the castle comes up for the red player on the left hand side. So we have 1, 2, 3 castles for Dragonstar. The 4th one's on the way as well. He's protected his entire economy with castles. While JorDan, he's got 1, 2, 3 castles. He's going for the 4th one as well, so very similar to Dragonstar, with the exception that JorDan has to pay full price for these. He's also going to have his entire economy protected. For sure. Sounds like a viewer world trip could be in the works. That'd be so neat, wouldn't it? Had to go. Have a nice stream. No problem, Matter. Enjoy. The VODs are going to be available later, of course, in the Double Cup 3 collection, or just the recent highlights as well. Here we are. Village is going down. Yeah, sure. There we go, man. That's a lot of damage coming in. Dragonstar is getting away with a bunch of villager picks over here. Starts pulling ahead in villager count, and oh, the 5th castle was on the way for Dragonstar. He's gonna get denied. We have hand cannoneer over here for Dragonstar, plus throwing axemen. Both should be pretty strong against World Raiders, but the problem is that the numbers over here for the bull player are looking so strong, and because the World Raiders are so freaking zippy, they move so quickly. Throwing axemen and hand cannoneer on their own wouldn't work, which is why he needs also the meat shield. Beautiful. Yeah, good defense for Dragonstar over here so far. He's managed to get a villager lead. He's managed to hold on to it. And JorDan's struggling to get back on top over here, if we can say that. At the center we have more World Raiders coming up, and JorDan's just going to have a mono unit army. A single unit army over here. Single unit type army over here with just full on World Raider production. And Dragonstar, well, Dragonstar's already managed to get a good enough army composition that he's gonna hold on against World Raiders just fine. So JorDan needs to go for something else. Now he's just finished researching Stronghold. So his defense is going to be stronger now. He's got Bakinaro coming in. Yeah, and basically he would prevent Dragonstar from doing too much damage over here with these units anymore, right? Another castle on the way for JorDan. It's gonna be the 5th castle, I think. Yes. And Dragonstar's going for 2 additional castles, so that's gonna be 6 castles for him. And JorDan's coming in. So this is a very interesting position for Dragonstar because he does have a very strong army composition. He's going for Bearded Axe right now, so that's gonna give the throwing axeman 1 extra range. But yeah, it's a very interesting position because JorDan is just committed to World Raiders, and because these units are so freaking mobile for the infantry units, Dragonstar needs to keep the Cavalier over here defending his base. But even if he gets better trades compared to JorDan, he's not really going forward and doing any damage. He's got some light cavalry over here, but it's just going to be for full defense for the most part. Now we see some Cavalier finally getting on the back of JorDan's base from Dragonstar. But it's going to be only about 7 years over here, and if JorDan brings a few World Raiders, he should be able to clean this up. Alternatively, if he just garrisons the villages over here, the stronghold upgrade is going to get these units down as well pretty quickly. There we are. If I'm not mistaken, the upgrade is going to make it so that castles, defenses shoot 25% faster, right? Let me actually just go and verify that. Make sure that I'm not talking nonsense. But I think that is the case. Let me check. Stronghold, castles and towers fire 25% faster. Yes, sir. We had it. Infantry successfully outrunning. Cavalry looks hilarious. I never get tired of it. Yeah. So that is a big problem for Dragonstar. He has the units he needs to defend against World Raiders, but because JorDan is the player putting pressure all the time, Dragonstar is kind of stuck playing defensive over here. The civilization that thrives on playing offense instead. Castle might go down over here from Dragonstar, and that's gonna expose a lot of his economy. On the left hand side, there is no defense over here. Not enough defense to protect all these villages. And man, this is one more really well made map as well. I love how when they get through the trees, the boulders over here start showing through as well. It's so nicely made. Counter raid once again coming in from Dragonstar. Down the south, he's unable to do anywhere near as much damage compared to what JorDan can do with his World Raiders on the left hand side. Cavalier going down at the center. On the left hand side, we have the Cavalier coming over here from Dragonstar. No paladin upgrade. Standard throwing axe, but not elite. No hand cannoneer anymore for Dragonstar at all. The villages will start crumbling. This is what I was talking about. Not anywhere near enough defenses for the red player. JorDan will take villagers down. As Dragonstars managed to rake in enough resources to click. The paladin upgrade still gonna take about 2 minutes for him to get that. In the meanwhile, JorDan is getting a substantial military lead over here, and Dragonstar might not really have enough cavalier left to benefit from the paladin upgrade at all. Table's going down from Dragonstar as well to JorDan's World Raiders. Castle's going down, another one so far. One castle's going down to the World Raiders. That's going to be the second castle going down over here from Dragonstar to JorDan's units. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Because Dragonstar is not going for throwing axemen anymore. Losing the castles over here is not going to hurt that much in terms of military production. Is just going to be kind of inconvenient for defending his economy. And he's not really been going for hand cannoneer at all. It seems like he's just going to try to stick to full paladin production instead. And you know what? JorDan can go for halberdier as well. He's got 15% fast moving infantry units, and halberdier are going to come in. It's a great defense for JorDan. The paladin upgrades over here for Dragonstar. So what will JorDan do? He's gonna keep on going for more World Raiders. And if he keeps his military lead, he might end up taking on the paladin anyway. And that's another castle going down from Dragonstar to the World Raiders. But not gonna happen though. This time around, Dragonstar does have units to defend the castle with. The paladin coming over, cleaning up the World Raiders, will allow him to keep the castle up for the time being. Meanwhile, JorDan's got another castle coming up on the right hand side towards the north. Very, very good game. Very interesting so far. 200 population still for JorDan. Dragonstar struggles. I know if he's able to keep on going for more and more paladin, eventually he's going to have an army that's going to be strong enough to just go and barrel through JorDan. It's going to be a power play from the Indian player.
Okay.
In the north, Yeah, the World Raiders are still here. Still wreaking havoc though. Yeah, Paladins are not providing sufficient protection over here, as JorDan's just split his army up and has made it very difficult for Dragonstar to defend himself completely everywhere. Yeah, you know, JorDan's not really under any pressure himself. He's just fine on the right hand side, he's just fine down south. He's looking just alright. Yeah, there we go. Nice trade for Dragonstar. He will end up clearing out these World Raiders, but that is far from the end of the problem. So JorDan's unit spam over here is remarkable. He might have ended up losing those units, you know, towards the south over here, towards the southwest, but he's got a second wave of units coming forward and raiding once again. So Dragonstar's economy is never going to be truly effective because it's always going to have to garrison his villagers. It's always going to have subpar worker efficiency. While JorDan, on the other hand, even when Dragonstar is going forward and putting pressure with the Paladin, because of Stronghold, he'll be able to hold on over here just fine. If you take a look at worker efficiency in the last minute, it's so much higher for JorDan, 75 versus 62%. Here we go.
Okay.
Fantastic. Throw an X-Men go down from Dragonstar, and JorDan's just gonna keep on. Oh man, unleashing hail. It's going after the castle on the left-hand side once again, and Dragonstar is stuck. We have talked about this already a few times in the past. You do not want to utilize Nightline units as defensive units. You want to be going forward and putting pressure with the Paladin. And unfortunately, Dragonstar has been put in a position by JorDan where he is kind of forced into playing defense with Paladin, which is never good. We talked about this before when Team Gulam versus Knights, when the Gulam were just being countered by the Knights playing defensive, but still managed to do enough damage and to idle the economy of the Knight player enough to come out on top, and that seems like it's going to be the case over here as well for the World Raiders and the Paladin. Like, Dragonstar spent so many resources going for Paladin over here, and he's just been playing defense. Down the south we see some Paladin coming over, and he might be able to get some villages down, but he'll end up getting cleaned out by the castle and the World Raiders. Strongholds, better numbers, certainly favor JorDan by quite a bit, and he's getting 200 population once again. And another huge ball of World Raiders coming forward as Dragonstar cleans up the units on the left hand side, and he says, finally I can go forward. Here comes JorDan once again with a crap ton of World Raiders, and he's just been getting, for each push, he's managed to get, for the most part, one castle down each time. So slowly but surely, you know, the longer he keeps on going for these World Raider pushes, he'll eventually end up striping Dragonstar away from all the defensive castles, right? So we'll see this one go down before the Paladin get to the area. And now the World Raiders gonna try and engage against the Paladin. We'll probably end up going down, but it might not matter. JorDan's just gonna try to sacrifice these guys in order to get the castles down to open up Dragonstar's economy and be able to more effectively raid in the future because of it. Here we are. There we go. Fantastic raid over here from Dragonstar, trying to catch up, getting to 200 population. Meanwhile, JorDan is going after yet another castle. Dragonstar's gonna try to do the same though. He's gonna try to go after the castle with this paladin over here. Yeah, we have the PC over there in the castle. Merle's on the way for JorDan. Well done. This is fantastic, and it's absolutely instrumental for his position. He already has stronghold, so. Wow! What? JorDan calls the GG over here. I don't know, man. He's been doing a lot of extra damage over there. He's not going for Halberdier because he's just been banking on the World Raiders to go forward and keep on doing damage, and it's worked pretty nice so far. And Dragonstar was playing defensive with Paladin over here. I'm not really sure. I do not agree with this. Let me go back 30 seconds. I think it might have been the case of JorDan running out of gold. That's something that I've been meaning to take a look at for a while, but haven't had the time. And let me take a look at resources view over here. Yeah, that was probably it. After losing all the gold miners over here, he didn't really have access to gold anymore, so he couldn't keep on going for World Raiders. He had some villages over here, but this was going to run out very soon as well. Yeah, and the Halberdier would just keep on running. So I like JorDan's strat, honestly, and I think if he kept on going over here, he would have been able to outlast Dragonstar for sure, because the units for Dragonstar were so much pricier. But yeah, let's go and take a look at the achievements. Wow. Okay, 1-0 in favor of Dragonstar. For military then, we see a stronger KD for Dragonstar in the end. Might not matter too much because of the units he was trading with versus the units he was trading for, with Paladin going down to World Raiders. And for economy, he did end up getting a stronger economy, so this certainly helps fuel his military production a little bit better. And certainly, you know, mitigates a little bit the KD situation we were talking about earlier. Stronger villager max count over here for Dragonstar, and taking a look at this. Let's actually catch up. There we go. We see that towards the end of the game, Dragonstar started pulling ahead in working count over here, so JorDan was starting to struggle to defend himself. Yeah, I do not think it was over, but JorDan ends up calling it, and Dragonstar's gonna be the one to take game number 1. Not what I was expecting. Not by a long shot, especially given the flow the game had a few minutes ago. JorDan quickly started struggling, falling behind, and Dragonstar took advantage of it, so let's go back. And there we are, guys! We're gonna have Dragonstar in the red color. We're gonna have JorDan in the blue color, same we had before. And 4 quarters is a lovely, lovely map. The only quadruple TC start map that we have in the tournament. You can see from the get-go, players are just struggling to even task the villagers at the very beginning. There we are. He didn't resign early? Not necessarily for the previous game. But in general, we do see players resigning earlier as of recent times compared to a few years ago. Not necessarily the previous game, but certainly games in which it doesn't seem like it's over at all. Even in some high-profile tournament games, like during Red Bull World Legacy, we saw in the opening matches several times players resigned like pretty early. Given the scope of the tournament, you would have expected them to keep on trying a little bit more. Especially compared to previous years where players would try hard for a $1,000 tournament. Maybe it's players believing less in coming back. Could be. I think only Daniel does it. The rest are just becoming better at estimating the game position. Could be, sometimes. I don't think it's only Daniel that we have seen in positions where they call the GG when it definitely seems like there's a way back. Certainly they can be on the back foot. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't mean that the game is over. We have seen comebacks from much worse positions than those. I guess it could also be the case that players are becoming also better at sealing the games, perhaps they are making less mistakes, so the possibility of coming back, you know, relying on the other player making a mistake are significantly lower, I think. That could also be it. Combination of everything. Next year tournaments or qualifiers? Oh yeah, we definitely saw in Red Bull Legacy some players resign earlier. Number of throws or 100 hits, potential is low. Yeah, that is true. That is true. We're not seeing those quite as frequently anymore. Which I guess makes them the more special, you know, more special even. The greater the lead, the greater the throw. Dota proverb. The bigger the throw needed. So, just like we had in Rivulet, it's going to be a little bit of a slower start over here, even if they do have a lot of TCs over here. This is just going to make it easier for the players to get to the Castle Age earlier, to get to the Imperial Age earlier, but at the very beginning it's going to be pretty uneventful, as players are basically just trying to work their economies up so that they can even keep production going from all 4 TCs. In the meanwhile, you'll see the ball players are racking a lot of idle TC time. Dragonstar especially seems to be struggling a little bit more so. For anybody who might not be familiar with this map, each quadrant is going to have something distinct compared to the other ones. So the quadrant up in the north, the quarter up in the north is going to have a lot of extra food. From berries, from boars, from deer, and from sheep. Then towards the south, we have a lot of food over here, but from fish. Players will start going for fish and chips already. And because it's mangrove terrain over here, they can potentially go for demo rafts early in the fuel age, or potentially demolition ships in the castle age, and do lots of damage. We saw, at the very least, plenty of demo shots on this map already down the south, as early as the fuel age, so I'm going to try to keep an eye on here. Right hand side is going to have plenty of gold, left hand side is going to have plenty of stone, some gold, but predominantly stone. And I wonder, why do we have gold at all on the left hand side? Shouldn't it be just stone? Or is it just because in case the players get pushed away from the gold on the right hand side, they still have access to it? Because they do have access to extra gold already down the south and up in the north. So there are still 3 quadrants with access to gold. I guess over here if we had just stone, that would probably fit the theme a little bit better, but I don't know. Just IMO. So Fuel H is here ready for Dragonstar. And he does not have a single demolition raft coming out at all. Just gonna try to make a play for the Castle Age.
Oh.
Meanwhile, JorDan gets to the Fuel Age himself. He's got almost enough resources to go up to the Castle Age himself, and he could make a play for demolition rafts, but he's not going for it. Nobody is going for demos at all. As a matter of fact, Dragonstar is going for fire galleys, so he's just gonna play standard navy over here. And JorDan seems to ignore water at the south for the most part. He's just gonna get the walls up over here. He's just gonna try and prevent engaging in water whatsoever. 6 heavy demo to blow a TC. Oh, that'll take some time. Not as much as on a standard game start mode, but still a little bit of time. You know, and so far, we haven't really gotten too many trades over here. 2 units going down from JorDan. From Dragonstar to JorDan's TCs, the scouts. That's about it. And the fire galley is coming forward. We see Dragonstar going for a demolition raft. At best, he'll be able to take a few fishing ships over here, but he won't be able to target villagers. If we saw 1 demo over here at the center, that'd be absolutely brutal, but it's unlikely to happen. So, where is the demolition raft? He canceled it! Yeah. He canceled it. 10 minutes and already nearly 100 villagers. Yeah. We were mentioning this yesterday as well. During Jam Jack series. It's insane. Dragonstar's been collecting stone. He's sending the villagers forward. Gets to the castle much earlier compared to JorDan. He's going to drop a castle. That's a beautiful castle location. Besides that, JorDan will have enough stone to go for a castle himself very soon, but he's got 4 quarters to try and figure out where the best location for a castle is going to be, where a castle is going to give him the most advantage, the stronger of a lead. Dragonstar still keeps on collecting stone quite heavily, could potentially go for castles elsewhere as well. So even if JorDan manages to get a castle up somewhere, Dragonstar should have enough stone very soon to go for a counter castle, no matter where JorDan wants to place his own castle as well. And it's very close. Both these guys are collecting quite a lot of stone. And JorDan's going for the castle forward on the right hand side. He's been going for outpost, so he knows where Dragonstar is. Everything Dragonstar's got to work with over here in Dragonstar. He could go for a castle over here if it deemed it necessary. He realizes about one of the outposts from JorDan, so he's going to go for an outpost himself just to try and keep an eye on where he might need a castle. Actually, never mind. Dragonstar's got a castle coming up defensively up in the north. And that means that he does not have the means to defend against this one anymore. And JorDan, if he's able to breach through over here, take the TC down, might end up taking all the villages over here, while Dragonstar's going to try and go for a second TC instead. Meanwhile, down the south, it's going to be the other way around, with JorDan being raided by Dragonstar's fire ships, taking a lot of losses, and we do not need demo ships for Dragonstar to clean this up, as the TC is going down to the castle, and then the villagers are going down to the fire ships. This is incredible damage from Dragonstar. He's so far ahead in workers compared to JorDan. So yeah, for a castle coming up for JorDan on the left hand side, and Dragonstar's got enough resources to go for another castle himself, and he's gonna utilize those resources to go for a defensive castle on the right hand side and prevent JorDan from doing to his economy on the right hand side what he's been doing to JorDan's economy in the south. So basically, the blue player ran out of units down the south. It's got 1 villager over here, and that's it. No more, no less. 1 villager for JorDan down the south. It's basically lost control of the quadrant. Dragonstar's trying to hold on to the right-hand side one, left-hand side. JorDan's going to try to get control over here, and then in the north, well, you know, Dragonstar went for a defensive castle over here. Not really gonna be the one to put pressure against JorDan just yet. Good defense for the blue player. And yeah, the game's still looking very one-sided. Especially if you take a look at the score over here, the score lead from Dragonstar. But yeah, JorDan's gonna keep on trying this time around. I would say his position is perceivably worse right now than it was in the previous game when he called GG. But this got potential for some damage on the left hand side. So let me take a look at this. If Dragonstar lost control of the left and he lost all villagers over here, he would go down to 99 villagers. He would still be ahead. Even if he lost the entirety of the left hand side, he would still be ahead compared to JorDan. If he lost the entirety of the right hand side, then he would fall to about a few villagers lower than JorDan's current villager count. So there is so much damage that JorDan's gotta do just to catch up over here. Seems unrealistic. Dragonstar's going for the castle on the left hand side, so we'll see both players hold on to what they have left in this game. JorDan's gonna be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age though, so access to Trebuchet will be coming in earlier for JorDan. If JorDan wins 1 quarter, he can reboom there. He can try, but Dragonstar has already won this one. And for all JorDan, sorry, Dragonstar's already won this one down the south, and for all JorDan knows, Dragonstar could be booming the crap out of the south quarter. So far, JorDan's been unable to get a quadrant himself yet. There we go. Nice pressure still from JorDan coming up here. Gas is coming up from JorDan, so Dragonstar won't be able to utilize this CC anymore. He's going for another one on the right hand side. Oh, but he got spotted in the Berserk. Mine that taken. The village is down over here. Beautiful quick wall for Dragonstar. He's gonna have to sacrifice a villager over here, but he'll get the TC out for sure. Wow! Not even sacrificing the villager over there at all. But it's open! It's open! And the Berserk's coming in. There is a lot of extra villagers coming out from Dragonstar. Those should be able to finish building the castle over here. And we see that JorDan gets to the Imperial Age. We'll keep an eye on what he goes for. But for the time being, it seems like he won't be able to deny this TC and JorDan. And Dragonstar, sir, is going to be just fine until JorDan is able to go for yet another castle over here. For which he already has the resources, to be fair. Dragonstar's roaming around on the left-hand side, trying to go for pressure. Yeah, and it's pretty much over. And this time around, JorDan is taking significantly longer to call the GG. Or at the very least, it seems like it's over. What Coyotl says it's true, as if... Yeah, there we go. JorDan calls a GG. But let's say he got control of the right-hand side. He would be able to boom over here because the only way for Dragonstar, even if Dragonstar got all 3 extra quadrants, the only way for Dragonstar to, you know, take JorDan down would be to chop through and or potentially go for onager cuts, and only then he would be able to get to JorDan, who at that point in time might have been able to catch up in population. But obviously with having so many extra resources available, it's pretty unrealistic. JorDan calls a GG, and Dragonstar takes game number 2 to get a 2-0 lead against the German player, and already puts himself in a position where he needs 1 win out of 3 remaining games to knock JorDan out of the tournament. For achievements, we'll see for military then. Better KD for Dragonstar, better than 7-4. We'll see for economy. Dragonstar's got a much stronger economy compared to JorDan, collecting about 10,000 extra resources for an economy that is close to about 45% stronger compared to the Bull player. Society also is incredibly one-sided. It's not even close, like not even close, not anywhere. And yeah, Dragonstar 2-0 against JorDan. Needs 1 more game out of 3 remaining potential games, while JorDan's only way back into the tournament is a reverse sweep. So we are in game number 3 right now. Dragonstar playing with Huns and JorDan playing with Malay. A strong civilization for a map like this. Malay, technically a naval civilization, will get several bonuses that will benefit them on hybrid and water maps. Starting with the fact that they research ages 60% faster compared to other civilizations. He's also going to get 33% cheaper fish traps that provide 3% additional food. And then for JorDan, with Malay, he gets 30 and 40% cheaper battle elephant line units in the castle and Imperial Age. That's a bonus that I seldom see Malay use at all. Team bonus, on the other hand, we'll see for the Bull player. With Malay, I believe twice the line of sight on dogs, right? Dragonstar instead making a play for Huns over here is going to get 10 and 20% cheaper cavalry archer units in the castle and Imperial Ages. We're going to see also 20% faster work in stables as a team bonus. In addition to 50% accuracy on trebuchets, he also begins with 100 less wood, but does not need to build houses at all, and starts on 200 population support. So perennial Age of Empire civilization, the Huns over here have been going strong since 1999. I think so, right? I think it's one of the OG civs. I don't think this is one from the Conquerors. Wait, are they actually? Koreans are from the Conquerors. Huns? My lord, I actually don't remember the original roster. It was 13 civs. Were they okay? But yeah, anyway, a very, very old civilization. We have seen Huns being played for decades in this game. Back in the day, it used to be one of the few civilizations that people would consider legit for the most hardcore game mode. 1v1 Hun Wars on Arabia or Mayan Wars. Those were the days. Those were the days of lack of variety. No wonder that Age of Empires is doing much better since DE came out. Now at the very least we have a lot of different modes, a lot of different formats for every tournament, a lot of different civilizations. Things are looking good. Certainly wouldn't want to go back. Jordan loses the trade donkey over here. It's gonna be left on 1, and then we see the Dragonstar also has only 1 trade donkey left. Both players are gonna be in the same position, and in this game, compared to what we had before in one of the previous sets, there is no trade workshop, so they cannot really trade. And it's just going to be for scouting. Is this the map where they start with random units? And you can get anything for a scout? I think that might explain that. Because I don't remember in the previous Double Antarctica that I saw players begin with trade donkeys. But I'm not 100% sure. Might just be misremembering. In any case, we are getting already to 30 or so workers for both these players. We could see both these players go up to the fuel age very soon, and Jordan's probably gonna take a little bit longer. He doesn't really need to go up particularly quickly. There we go. Yeah, the game is pretty uneventful. Has stabilized for the most part. So Dragonstar. He started taking the penguins over here. I don't think he... What is he doing? He's going back? Yeah, he's bringing the food back. He's gonna go for a meal over here right next to the pile of food. That is interesting. He was actually collecting over here pretty heavily. He could have gone for a duck, for instance, and then go for some fish and chips. But yeah, it's only shorefish over here, so I guess it's probably not too tempted to go for that. Meanwhile, down the south, for instance, Jordan does have a dock over here where he can drop food from fishermen, but he will also have access to deep fish, which is not something we have available on the left-hand side for Dragonstar, at the very least not quite as easily. I think that was probably it. He sent the villagers over in hopes of finding some deep fish and potentially going for the dock, but he couldn't. So he just sent those back. And then on the right-hand side, he's not really collecting from the neutral food anymore at all. To be fair though, not the best map generation for Dragonstar. He does have some of the deep fish available up in the north over here, but he wouldn't have scouted that probably. So Jordan's looking a little bit better over here. In any case, both these players will be on the way to the field in just a moment. We are already on 42 workers for each. Here we are. Barracks in the way for Jordan. And if he manages to click out to the fuel age earlier compared to Dragonstar, given the fact that he's playing with Malay, he's gonna be up so much sooner. Go to the fuel age and potentially to the castle age as well. So guys, is this about a good time for you to be watching games, or is it too late? Like, this is the final series that we are casting today, so this one is gonna be over in the next hour or so. Is that a good ending time for the stream for you? Or not? Obviously, this will be extremely late for me to start the stream. I know. But, like, is this an acceptable time to be finishing the stream? Probably half an hour from now? 1 hour from now, tops? Because I know most of you are most likely from Europe. And then if we have any Asian viewers, yeah, feel free, of course, to share your opinion too. 1 hour to midnight is a good time to round up a stream for normal people. Alright, alright. You're in Norway, right, Turnip? Was it? It was one of the Nordic countries. Or was it Sweden? I think it was Sweden, right? For the gens like me, please go later. Sweden, Sweden. Okay, okay, I got it before I saw you in the chat, so it's good. I knew it. I knew it. I just needed to remember. USA gang here. Well, for you it might be pretty early into the day. For me it's 7 p.m. I guess for you it's going to be anywhere from 6 to 3 p.m., right?
Timo.
It's pressure. JorDan's gonna start going for a 5:17. I see. Yeah. Yeah, yes. 2 hours behind us in Argentina. Castle Edge is on the way for JorDan. JorDan, interesting. Sorry, for Dragonstar. And JorDan, interestingly enough, doesn't really have the resources to go up to the Castle Edge. Just gonna try to go for full field pressure. Now, I am not the biggest fan of this on double TC starts, especially if you're playing with freaking Malay, man. Ignoring the Castle Edge over here and going for field edge pressure does not seem like it's going to be strong enough. JorDan is going to get the tower up over here and push Dragonstar away from this goal, but Dragonstar's got goal on the left-hand side. And it's going to be in the Castle Edge in a minute and a half, while JorDan doesn't seem like he'll be able to click out to the Castle Edge anytime soon. And you know, as long as Dragonstar plays his cards right over here, if he goes for some quick walls around the piles of lumber, he should be able to prevent the scouts from doing any damage on gold, from doing any damage on the wood, right? And with the spearmen already at hand, Dragonstar should be able to defend also the farmers and basically everything. So once he gets to the Castle Edge, we'll see. Dragonstar start going for knights. He's got a second stable. It's quite telling. He's got bloodlines on the way for sure. But it could have been for cavalry archers. If we have a second stable over here, chances are pretty high that Dragonstar's just going to choose going for knights. Of course, he wouldn't really have the production potential to go for CA. So this is what I was talking about. JorDan's just trying to commit to this scout push with Malay. They do not get bloodlines. This is not good. Take a look at the work account. JorDan is ahead. He gets to the Castle Edge. Dragonstar is ahead. He gets to the Castle Edge. JorDan is going for a second tower on the left-hand side. And he'll start getting pushed by knights. Freaking knights. Dragonstar's got a market on the way to try and balance his economy. Unbelievable. Good stuff over here for JorDan. For Dragonstar, I mean, sorry. Keep on mixing the players up, I'm not really sure why. But Dragonstar's performance in this series has been absolutely fantastic. A great player, making great plays over here. Dragonstar is certainly looking strongest. And as we see the knight coming over, now JorDan's gonna start getting raided. Dragonstar could have gotten a village down over there. He'll still end up getting a villager over here anyway. Yeah, and might end up taking the spearman down. Not quite, not quite. I think the spearman had a heal advantage over there. Yeah, JorDan's in an alright spot. Even if he's under a lot of pressure over here from JorDan, he keeps on going for more knights. If he plays his cards right and keeps on going forward, spreading those knights around, he should be able to find more villages from JorDan than what JorDan's gonna be able to find from Dragonstar. Plus, the work count's about the same right now for both players. Actually, Dragonstar's a little bit ahead. So, it'll be extremely difficult for JorDan to get too much damage over here, I would say. At the very least, to get a strong enough lead that would allow him to compensate for the offset of the next stage, right? And our base, hey, hey, hey. Welcome you guys, welcome everyone. I hope you had a great stream. We're casting Dragonstar versus JorDan from earlier today for Double Cup 3. With this one, we completely catch up to Double Cup 3's current bracket. And you know what? Dragonstar's looking fantastic. Hope you guys enjoyed as well. The stream from our base. God, I'm exhausted after 2 hours of talking. Is that so? Yeah, it's 2.5. Okay, okay, that makes a big difference, of course. 25% more. And Dragonstar kept on going for more knights. He's Gonna keep on trying to raid. He cannot do too much as JorDan's got a lot of spearmen to defend himself. But 19 spearmen the bull player's gone for so far. Meanwhile, Dragonstar. Dragonstar has been struggling to take advantage of his tech lead because he doesn't really have quite the resources to go for as many knights as he certainly was hoping for, especially with double stable over here, right? But this is gonna stabilize. Once he gets the TC up over here, he'll be able to take the tower down. Once he takes the tower down, he'll be able to regain control of this gold. Yeah, and this is a good raid from JorDan though. Gets a few villages down over here, but Dragonstar should be able to hold on just fine. He doesn't need to collect from this pile of wood anymore. He can collect from this one, which is going to be protected by both these TCs. And then JorDan won't be able to keep on putting pressure on the left-hand side anymore. He's got a tower coming up over here to push villagers away from farms. It's going to be fine. Dragonstar can go for extra resources on the back. And then on the right-hand side, yeah, it seems like Dragonstar is going to be fine as well. Getting the 4 DC up. Not enough damage coming in from JorDan yet. And Dragonstar's got to stabilize, but he's looking so strong. Beautiful defense. Dragonstar. And JorDan's just gonna keep on going for more spearmen. Basically, he's kind of stuck right now. If he wants to make a play for the castle age, Dragonstar's gonna start pulling a much, you know, more significant lead. A much stronger lead. And if he is to take this game, I guess it's just going to be full feudal age pressure. Extra tower on the way. Just is gonna keep on trying, going for more as well. So we'll see extra towers come up over here for the blue player very soon. Potentially keep on building on the chain of towers towards pushing the villagers away from the pile of wood and the gold over here. But the reaction from Dragonstar though might end up just bringing the tower push over here to a halt. On the get-go, the first tower goes down, and JorDan's got only 2 villagers over here to work with, so this could go down to the villagers from Dragonstar. The tower over here is going down to Dragonstar's villagers for sure. So JorDan can't keep on pushing on the left-hand side anymore by the looks of it. And then on the right-hand side, he's gonna be the one being pushed. Once again, that's a lot of knights over here. We have a lot of spearmen for JorDan to defend himself with. Dragonstar's got the mobility, and if he just outpaces the spearman over here, he might be able to find some exposed economy still elsewhere. And he's going around, he's trying to find. And there is exposed economy for sure. Like for instance over here down the south for JorDan, all of this is completely exposed. No towers, only the one spearman over here for the bull player. A few spearmen over here down the south to be fair, but with a good amount of knights, Dragonstar should be able to take those down without too many issues, right? Anyway, I've seen the set already while watching LBR earlier. Oh, alright. Good night, our base. Sleep well. Sleep tight. Have a good one. We're gonna keep on going through this one, and unbelievable that JorDan's been able to keep up so well so far in Dragonstar. Dragonstar is still struggling for sure, but now he's gonna start going for cavalry archers. Cavalry archers are so much stronger than knights once you get to a decent amount of units. And it doesn't really take a lot of CA to take spearmen down. So Dragonstar ideally wants to go for university and get ballistics, but of course his economy is kind of, well, let's just say it's not the most effective right now. So he's barely able to go for units, let alone thinking of even going for upgrades. Right hand side. Yeah, Dragonstar. He's got to micro the units. He will end up taking the spearmen down over there for sure. The scouts down over here, but he does not want to take any cavalry archer losses to any trash units. He's going back. Nice. Left hand side, JorDan's gonna keep on putting more and more pressure. With all the spearmen over here, he prevents the towers from going down, so he pushes Dragonstar away from this gold. Dragonstar has gotten access to the gold on the right hand side again, so JorDan, playing whack-a-mole over here with Dragonstar's gold miners, won't be able to prevent the red player from getting access to gold and from still going for stronger units. So there we go. Cavalry archers are coming over here. Should definitely be able to get the villagers down, but the scouts are pushing JorDan away. Pushing Dragonstar's units away. JorDan scouts are strong enough that Dragonstar's going to respect this army and take a look at that. Dragonstar's not even stopping over here to try and get villages. Just going to try and get the scouts down. Unbelievable. JorDan's got 44 food workers. He's in the village on 92 villagers and 24 military units. This is incredible to see. If JorDan manages to get this game, that's going to be so interesting. Nice little choke point over here in the gold. Will allow Dragonstar to clean these scouts up. As well, doesn't that getting pushed away for the most part though, but he's got more cavalry archers coming out, more villagers coming out as well. Dragonstar's got 4 TCs. So he's just trying to keep up. He's taken the most villager losses for sure, with JorDan getting a 62 to 18 Eco KD, almost 4 to 1 Eco KD. So no wonder Dragonstar is struggling to take advantage of his higher age. And finally we see a university coming up. Now once we get ballistic, that's gonna make Dragonstar's army much, much deadlier. But this is what I was talking about. He cannot afford to not pay attention to his units because he's going to lose CA to freaking scout cavalry. This is not even light cavalry from JorDan, just scout cavalry. Freaking melee scout cavalry, not even bloodlines. And Dragonstar will keep on struggling so long as he's unable to pay attention to all his units. 50 C's on the way now for the red player as well to just try and secure this goal too. Dragonstar beating JorDan? That seems to be the case so far. Still need to wait how this game ends, but Dragonstar is certainly looking like he should be able to take this one so long as he's able to mass a good amount of units, because simply put, JorDan won't be able to do anything against the cavalry archers with fuel H units. Once again, as long as Dragonstar gets to a good amount of CA. Dragonstar, Pride of India. Hey, gotta love to see some support for the players. Yeah, this is beautiful. The knights, the cavalry archers, finally working as one. Better. Won't be able to deny the tower, but will be able to do some good damage. In any case, prevent JorDan from going for any further push over here. And then up in the north. Up in the north, Dragonstar struggling over here still. He's gonna have very soon enough resources to go for a castle. This is absolutely crucial. If we see one castle come up for Dragonstar, let's say the castle coming up about here. On top of the hill, perhaps, or even on the slope. Right around here. That's going to put Dragonstar in a much better position because, simply put, the blue player won't be able to keep on putting pressure from this direction anymore. And then that's going to also secure all of these resources from Dragonstar. However, the red player does get pushed away from stone. Actually, does run out of stone over here, so he's gonna have to start collecting stone from the south instead. This is unbelievable. The amount of damage that JorDan's been able to do with fuel agents over here is just incredible, and Dragonstar, he struggles big time. Might end up cleaning this up though in the end. It's got some villagers trying to target the tower and the cavalry archers. Targeting the military units around the villagers. And the villagers down from JorDan that he's trying to keep the tower up with. Yeah, JorDan's on a 15 or so population lead against Dragonstar. Dragonstar's economy is not particularly strong. He's got a lot of idle villagers over here. It's been a very, very big struggle for Dragonstar to keep on going over here. You know what's the most interesting thing? JorDan's Eco KD is out of this world. It was better before, mind you. It was about 4 to 1 Eco KD ratio. Now it's gone to about 5 to 2 in favor of JorDan still, but it's not anywhere near strong. However, the overall KD is so much stronger for Dragonstar. So much stronger. He got so many military units from JorDan that is ridiculous. So he has been able to take advantage of the castle age. In that regard, he's been getting better traits for numbers at the very least. But the reason why Jordan's able to keep on going over here is because the trades have been more cost effective. He's been trading scouts for cavalry archers, spearmen for knights, and he's been able to keep Dragonstar's economy inefficient enough. You take a look at the worker economy for the worker efficiency in the last minute for Dragonstar, and it's less than 40%. So he's been able to keep Dragonstar's economy inefficient enough that Dragonstar is able to keep on going despite the fact that he is still in the village. So we might get a game over here where JorDan gets to 200 population in the village. If he keeps on going, he's getting to 140 very soon. Scat, quintuple, stable, scout production, for instance. Meanwhile, Dragonstar's got an army of cavalry archers that shouldn't really be taken down by scouts. But the sheer numbers that JorDan's handling right now certainly make it very difficult for Dragonstar to keep on going over here. Left hand side, the extra towers from JorDan. This is a massive game. What an incredible one over here that we are seeing. And JorDan's going for yet another tower. Let's take a look to see how much control around the map JorDan's got just from the towers. Just so you can see. For the most part, it's going to be surrounding the left-hand side base of Dragonstar. And then on the right-hand side, Dragonstar is still going to have most of his economy still working just fine, because the towers from JorDan push Dragonstar away from the gold, but not away from the TCs, not away from the farms over here. We still have gold available here from Dragonstar. If JorDan was able to get a tower up around this goal somewhere, or maybe somewhere around this goal as well, that would certainly put Dragonstar out of resources for the time being. The red player is going to keep on going. JorDan's getting to 140 population now, while Dragonstar on 118 still. At a deficit in population, but certainly a 18 population lead for JorDan when the players are less than 100 population is much stronger than an 18 population lead when the players are getting close to 150 or so population. So JorDan seems to be like he's running out of steam. I think JorDan needs to idle scout production and get up. He could try to do that. It would certainly come at a cost though, because he would end up losing most of the military he's got right now, and probably he would end up getting raided. So let's take a look at this. This is a do or die move from JorDan. He's got villagers coming over to get a castle up, and JorDan's got a lot of scouts to try and prevent it, but Dragonstar's cavalry archers should provide protection to the villagers. Check this out. We have ballistics already for Dragonstar. Bloodlines. These cavalry archers are strong. JorDan's gonna abuse the crap out of the market to try and go up to the castle ASAP. This castle is not coming up anytime soon. Not so long as JorDan scout the scouts over here. So Dragonstar's gonna try to clean out these units, and there we go. He's coming in with the villagers. He's coming in with the cavalry archers. He's going to end up taking the scouts, the majority of these. However, JorDan's gonna keep on replenishing these. And notice he was thinking of going up to the Castle H, but he then changed his mind because he cannot afford to not produce. If he stops producing, the castle from Dragonstar comes up. So JorDan, in a little bit of a tough position over here with the back against the wall, is forced into full field H play over here, and Dragonstar has managed to reduce the population lead from JorDan from about 20 or so down to only, well, 20 still, actually. No, 10 population lead for Dragonstar, for JorDan, sorry. Going up a little bit higher right now to 14. That's about it. The brackets are not updated, sorry. You can do !DC3, and that's going to give you a link to the Wikipedia page where you can find the brackets. So yeah, the brackets command is now working. But at the very least for JorDan, he was able to prevent the castle from coming forward, and now he's able to click up to the castle edge. With the castle having come up kind of in front of Dragonstar's base only and not putting pressure against JorDan's economy. What's the problem though, once again? JorDan saves the resource to go up to the castle edge and he stops producing units. So now Dragonstar, he's managed to get 28 cavalry archer, which seem absolutely invincible in this position until JorDan gets to the castle edge anyway. And JorDan's falling behind in military count. Dragonstar, he's got an unstoppable death ball over here. Take all the villagers down from JorDan. As Dragonstar is trying to figure out the good place to go for the castle, JorDan's gonna try to prevent this from happening, but won't be able to. The castle edge is here. JorDan does not have the resources to go for a castle, sorry, and Dragonstar will get the castle up over here. Push JorDan away from all these farms. And it seems to me like at this point, it's just a matter of time. Dragonstar's managed to stabilize. He's managed to completely deny JorDan's population lead. And Dragonstar is the player with the highest population right now. With the most military. Very soon with the most workers as well. It seems like it's just a matter of time until JorDan eventually ends up calling the GG. And this would be a result for the ages, guys. Who amongst you would have expected before this series took place to see JorDan go down to Dragonstar 3-0 double cup? I wouldn't. I wouldn't have expected this result at all. To be fair, the game is not over yet, and JorDan's managed to get the guard tower upgrade, so now his map control is a little bit stronger, but realistically, against the castles from Dragonstar, it doesn't seem like it's going to do too much. Battle Elephant's coming in for Dragonstar right now as well. Won't do too much. Won't do too much. With Malay, he's lacking on so much. Lacking on HP, lacking on upgrades, lacking on armor. Cannot even get +2/+2 for the Battle Elephant, so Dragonstar is in a basically on a whole nother level right now. He's playing a different game. Now me, I'm shocked. So am I. Dragonstar's performance over here is amazing. And because this is the lower brackets series, lower brackets round 1, whoever loses over here gets knocked out of the tournament. While whoever wins moves on to the second round. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. You know, this is a position, once again, so we saw JorDan call the GG in game number 1 when I thought it might not have been completely over just yet, even if he was definitely on the back foot. However, he called the GG in a position that was much more precarious than this one. And then in games 2, in game 3, you know, JorDan's been trying a little bit longer, a little bit harder over here, and props to him, he almost makes it work. He almost gets away with a Fuel H win against the Castle H player, but Dragonstar's been able to bring this game back. To be fair, population still pretty low for both these players. Dragonstar's been losing also a bunch of villagers himself. So the game's not over, but certainly Dragonstar seems to be on the lead still. JorDan's ahead in economy, yes. The scouts over here went down while trading for villagers. But Dragonstar's on 45 military units, 44 cavalry archers. Yeah, I look at the villager count, but you also look at the military count. Dragonstar's definitely not dead. Even if he took a lot of eco losses over here. The same reason why a single TC play against a triple TC boom in the Castle Age does not mean that the one TC player is going to die. If they have enough military to offset for the villager deficiency, then they can still bring the game back. So it's not over yet, and JorDan's done a magnificent job at taking villagers down from Dragonstar and keeping the red player from getting ahead too much. But Dragonstar still on a much stronger military compared to Dragonstar, and we'll see if he can make use of it to bring JorDan's villager count down to similar numbers himself. Moraid's over here. Dragonstar doesn't seem to be paying attention too much. JorDan's going for a forward castle. Oh man, this is awful. This is awful. Dragonstar! It's gonna go down to less than 40 villagers! And he does not have anywhere near as strong of a raid going around himself. Might end up getting 3 villagers over here, not going to be enough. He's got a lot of cavalry archers over here. I don't see them taking villagers down anywhere nearly as fast, as quickly as JorDan. There we go, finally. Dragonstar realized about the raid up in the north. He garrisons the villagers, but won't be able to prevent the castle from coming up over here as JorDan gets the castle up. But the villager count for JorDan now is only 16 higher compared to Dragonstar. What are we looking at right now? What kind of game is this? Holy crap! Such a fiesta over here for game number 3. And you cannot really blame JorDan for trying. When it looked like the game was very much over, much more so than what we saw him call the GG earlier, he managed to somewhat bring the game back a little bit. And now it's kind of even once again with Dragonstar getting a much stronger military compared to JorDan. It was already even, but the villager count's not going to be quite as one-sided for JorDan anymore. JorDan with the guard towers, with ballistics and murder holes, does not need military. I'm not really sure. I would agree with that. Because with the mobility you have with the cavalry archers, you can still dive, snipe, and get out. Even if JorDan is able to protect the villagers, he would end up getting a lot of vital economy, for instance, which might allow Dragonstar to keep on going for more military and keep on his lead in that regard. So there's a few ways that we can see this play out. Dragonstar is gonna go for a siege workshop, so now many of these guard towers will go down. You know, a lot of the economy for Dragonstar is completely idle though. What is he doing? Where are the other villagers for? Yeah, just garrison for Dragonstar. Yeah, JorDan's not really producing military at all. He's gonna start going for some karambits now. There we go, just like this. We see a bunch of villagers go down from JorDan. He does manage to scrap enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age, while Dragonstar's economy is so inefficient right now. A less than 10% worker efficiency in the last minute. That he won't be able to go up to the Imperial Age anytime soon. And JorDan might end up taking game number 3. Just by being the only player with access to trebuchets once he gets to the Imperial Age. Assuming, of course, that Dragonstar doesn't manage to get the castle down somehow. Yeah, and Dragonstar just keeps on roaming around. Dragonstar is not even trying. Okay, now he's going for economy once again, but for the longest time, he had a completely idle economy. And he was just banking on the cavalry archers. Well, like that, of course. He will slowly but surely end up getting cleaned up by the towers and the castles when he's roaming around. So he does call the GG. But that is not something that he needed to play like, or needed to play into. Dragonstar could have tried to make use of whatever economy he had left, as opposed to just keeping his economy idle for such a long time. Let me take a look at all the villagers from the red player, just to take a look at some stats. This is not good. Check this out. 23.7% time moving lifetime of all the villagers that Dragonstar had left, and then 31% completely idle. This game must have been so stressing for Dragonstar. Yeah, I wouldn't expect his life expectancy to be the same after this game compared to what it was like before. But check that out. JorDan does end up taking game number 3 over here. And Dragonstar loses this one from a position where it certainly seemed as if he should have been able to take this one easily, especially after JorDan clicked up to the castle edge and Dragonstar started pulling ahead in worker count and military count. Wow. Perhaps one of the strangest games that I have watched, but a fun one. That was an incredible game. What a fiesta over here. Let's go through the achievements before we jump into game number 4. For military, we'll see better KD for Dragonstar in the end, about 3-2, but of course, because Dragonstar ended up taking the most villager losses over here, it did not really matter too much. Plus JorDan, he had a much stronger economy in the end, so he was able to afford the extra units that he ended up losing, for the most part. For society, on the other hand, we're going to see a higher work count for JorDan in this game. Yeah, and that's going to be about it. APM as well. A little bit higher for JorDan, actually significantly higher for JorDan compared to Dragonstar. That's going to be about it. So we are in game number 4 now, and JorDan's playing Ethiopians. Dragonstar is playing with Mongols, and we have double Aslan. We saw this one in one of the previous sets that we cast today. Let's switch Dragonstar over to the red color once again. And it's an interesting one. We see Mongols for Dragonstar, which means he gets 40% faster work in Hunters, 30% extra HP on light cavalry, hussar, and step lancer line units, as well as 25% faster attacking cavalry archer units. For the team bonus, the scouts will get 2 extra line of sight, so it's going to be a little bit easier to scout around. And JorDan, on the other hand, playing with Ethiopians, gets 100 extra food and 100 extra gold upon reaching a new age. 18% faster attacking archer units for Ethiopians too. And we're going to have an addition to that. For the Ethiopians, for the team bonus, they'll get, I believe it's extra line of sight on outposts and towers, was it? Let me take a look. Ethiopians I haven't really talked about too much in quite a while. Pikeman upgrade for free, yes. Towers and outposts plus 3 line of sight. Yeah, there we go.
Ow.
It felt to me that Dragonstar was lacking a view over the game. Was struggling to see the big picture, was tunneling a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. In a situation like that, it's very common to see the players kind of tunnel. Like, pretty heavily. Right, Dragonstar seems to be aware of the Jaguar mechanic over here. He was luring 2 Jaguars, so he's going to collect from both these. And JorDan, on the other hand, he doesn't seem to be familiar with it, because he's not tried to lure a single Jaguar, from what I can see, at all. So this is a situation where Dragonstar seems to be more familiar with the map than JorDan, for sure. There we go. Beautiful. Down the south. We'll see Dragonstar. There we go. Going for the wood down the south. And so far, nobody has really tried to go after the center too much. Although it seems like Dragonstar is going to be the first one, though. He's sending some villagers here. A little bit of a scout engagement going in favor of JorDan by the looks of it. Oh, or Dragonstar or JorDan. No, that was not good pathing for Dragonstar. JorDan's HP pool is certainly looking a little bit better. In the end, though, Dragonstar should end up cleaning up the scout from JorDan, and JorDan is not going to take the scout down from Dragonstar over here. It's just a straight line towards the TC for Dragonstar. Meanwhile, over here, oh yeah, okay, and Dragonstar won't be able to get the scout down over here either. Here we go.
Ow.
Now JorDan's going for the Jaguars finally. And I'm not really sure if you realized about this after maybe taking a Jaguar down accidentally and seeing the villagers collect or not. Oh yeah, he's taking these down. That is not good. He's not trying to collect from these. Either that, or he didn't realize that they just have as much HP as a standard predator, not as a boar. He might have tried to lure them as a boar and have taken them down by accident with the TC, so he cannot collect from them. Either that, or he is still not aware that he can collect from them, and he was just trying to save the villager, which seems kind of awkward. Why would he send the villager all the way back when he's got so many villagers over here to take the Jaguars with? I think he was probably just trying to lure them.
Ow.
But yeah, this series has not really been going too well for JorDan. I can tell you that much. Dragonstar is gonna be the first player to get to the feudal age. JorDan also tried to house block the first hours if it was a boar. Rip. So yeah, Barrack's coming out for Dragonstar over here, and he's gonna go for a archer range, I would assume, given that we already have militias on the way from JorDan. So Dragonstar should be able to counter this by going for archers himself. For the militia on the way, JorDan's gonna make a play for the men-at-arms. And Dragonstar's going for his own militias too, but he's making use of these right away. Out in the open already, and he gets to the fuel age. He's got 3 militias. JorDan's got 4. Dragonstar's going for the men-at-arms upgrade. And the archer range. This is what I was expecting to see. Nice pressure from Dragonstar for the most part. JorDan's not going to take any damage just yet. However, in about a few seconds, we're going to have the Man-at-Arms upgrade here for the red player. That could be enough for him to get a village down over here, even more than one, actually. And with the archers coming out now from the red player, he should be able to hold on against JorDan's Man-at-Arms too. That is great. Great reaction from Dragonstar. He never overcommitted with the Man-at-Arms. He never went too far ahead. You know? And now, he's got the Men-at-Arms over here still to defend himself with against the Men-at-Arms from JorDan. And he's got the Archer coming out already, which will allow him to get the Men-at-Arms down for sure. Now we see a beautiful unit control over there for Dragonstar. Sorry, taking out the Scout over there before the Villager goes down to the Men-at-Arms. And so far, Neil, Eco KD. 1-to-1 KD overall. We see the Archer go down over there for Dragonstar. And Dragonstar does not want to fight with this Villager. But JorDan doesn't seem to realize about the weak villager over here, so he's going to end up taking losses himself with 1 villager, 2 villagers going down from JorDan and 1 villager going down from Dragonstar. Red player's looking great. He's got more archers coming out, especially as he added the second archer range into the mix over here. He'll be able to produce significantly faster compared to JorDan, but not only the first 2, but also 2 additional archery ranges from Dragonstar. He's going ham. And JorDan, at this point in time, he's got 2 archer ranges over here going for skirmishers, which will work against archers. So Dragonstar's gonna make a play for skirmishers himself as well. He's just gonna try and keep the archers alive over here for as long as he can, so that he at the very least is able to take on men-at-arms or potentially the villagers better. But it's just going to be skirmishers from both these players. And not only that, now we also have a stable for Dragonstar on the way, so he's going for a little bit of everything. He seems to have ideas, but not tested them out. Certainly seems so. One would think. There we go. Defensive tower's coming out for Dragonstar. It's looking good. Overall, Eco KD is favoring JorDan though. He was able to get 4 villages down, but Dragonstar has gotten a much lower idle TC time count up until this point, so Dragonstar is actually ahead by about 8 workers, despite the fact that JorDan has killed the most villagers from Dragonstar. Something else as well is the fact that JorDan did go for wheelbarrow, so he does have better upgrades compared to Dragonstar. Dragonstar doesn't have 4 Scholar, doesn't have wheelbarrow. Still about 6 workers ahead, which might compensate for the lack of upgrades for the time being, especially as he's just trying to prioritize military production. But this is eventually going to become an issue for him, especially as the villager count goes higher and higher for both these players. The difference between having 6 villagers, 6 extra villagers, and having wheelbarrow is going to favor wheelbarrow. So Dragonstar's gotta make the push work over here, and he does! Once again though, JorDan calls it GG right there when he had the tower almost coming up. He doesn't want to keep on going. This is such a puzzling player. Game number 1, game number 4, JorDan calling the GG over here when I definitely think he still has a chance over here. But Dragonstar is going to end up taking the series over here And with a final score of 3-1, JorDan, actually, Dragonstar, moves on to the second round of the lower bracket while JorDan gets knocked out of Double Cup 3 after 4 intense games against Dragonstar. Now let's go through the achievements one final time over here. We'll see for military, a better KD for Dragonstar, getting about a 5 to 4 KD ratio. For economy, a stronger economy for Dragonstar as well, collecting about 900 extra resources with a higher worker count of 61 to 55. Big GG indeed. Shantini, thank you so much for the resub. 15 months, coming in hot. It's very much appreciated. And I hope you enjoyed, guys. I hope you enjoy the series. I hope you enjoy the stream. And this is going to be the last Double Cup 3 series that we had to cast.